It's 8:40 at night. Bedtime started an hour ago. You've read the book, then the second book, then refilled the water, and now he's standing up in his bed, screaming, because his blanket feels wrong. And you're in the hallway thinking, he should be tired. Why isn't he sleeping already? I understand why it looks that way. But here's the thing. The nights he fights you hardest are the exact nights he needs sleep the most. That's not a coincidence. That's the clue. Your toddler isn't fighting sleep. He's fighting something happening inside his own body, something that switches on when he goes past tired. And as long as you're fighting him instead of it, bedtime keeps getting longer. He keeps learning that the end of the day means conflict, and you keep closing every night with yelling and guilt instead of a quiet room. So let me show you what's actually happening in his body at 7:30, and exactly what to say when it starts. Somewhere around 7 o'clock, there's a moment most of us miss. He rubs his eyes. He gets a little quieter. Maybe he leans against the couch and stares at nothing for a second. That's his body asking for sleep. That's the window. And it's easy to miss because it's small and it's quiet, and it shows up right in the middle of dinner cleanup and bath time and the last load of laundry. Here's what happens if the window closes. His body doesn't just stay tired and wait for you. Being that tired at that age feels unsafe to his system, so his body does the only thing it knows how to do. It fights back. It floods him with a stress chemical, cortisol, the same one that kicks in when he's scared or hurt. It's his body deciding, we're not making it to bed, so we're staying up. And now look at what you're dealing with. A toddler who was drowsy 20 minutes ago is suddenly whiny, feisty, and full of energy. He's bouncing on the bed. He's asking for water he doesn't want. He looks wide awake. He is more tired than he's been all day. I want you to really get this, because it changes how the whole night reads. That burst of energy isn't proof he doesn't need sleep. It's proof he needed it 20 minutes ago. And a body full of that chemical doesn't switch off just because the lights did. It makes falling asleep harder. It makes him wake up in the middle of the night, and it hands you a toddler who's even more tired tomorrow, which means tomorrow's window comes even earlier and gets even easier to miss. That's how one hard bedtime quietly turns into a hard week. You didn't cause this. Almost every parent reads that energy as not tired yet and pushes bedtime later. Almost all of us make that call. But it changes where bedtime is actually decided. You don't win it at 8:30 in the middle of the storm. You win it at 7 before the storm starts. Which brings us to the part nobody teaches you: how to catch the window before it closes. Here's the problem with the window. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up quietly, right in the busiest hour of your whole day. And if you miss it, you meet that stress chemical again tonight, same as last night. And most of us are watching for the wrong signs. We're waiting for slow and droopy. We're waiting for him to look sleepy, like they do in the movies, yawning and heavy-eyed on the couch. Some toddlers do that, and a lot of them show you almost nothing and then flip. So watch for the quiet tells instead. He rubs his eyes once. His voice gets smaller or whinier over nothing. He slows down for just a minute, leans on something, and stares at the middle of the room. Those small moments are his body asking. That's the window opening. And watch the clock, because his body runs on one. The flip tends to happen around the same time every night. If the screaming usually starts at 8, the window was probably open around 7. And every night you'll find it around the same time, give or take. You already know when the storm hits. Count backward from it, and you know when to start. Bedtime doesn't start when he looks exhausted. It starts when his body asks, and it asks earlier than you think. But knowing when only wins you half the night, because those next 20 minutes can settle him down or wind him right back up. And most bedtimes are built to do the second one without anyone noticing. The day is long and over, and bedtime is the last thing standing between you and the couch. So we rush it. Teeth, pajamas, go, go, go. Or we negotiate it. One more show. Okay, 2, fine. But this is the last one. And every night turns into a different night, with different steps in a different order. To his body, different means alert. A toddler can't check the time. The only way he knows what's coming is the order things happen in. And when the order keeps changing, his system stays switched on and watching, because anything could happen next. A body that's watching can't settle. So the rushed bedtime and the negotiated bedtime both cost you the same thing. They keep him awake past the window you just caught. So, if you're starting to see your evenings differently, this is what the whole channel is for. Subscribe, and you'll have it when you need it. Here's what actually settles a toddler's body, and it's almost embarrassingly simple. A routine, the same one every night in the same order. This is what I do at school at rest time, with a whole room of toddlers, including the overtired ones. A short routine, a book, tuck them in, and we go to sleep. The same steps, in the same order, every single day. Keep it short and keep it boring, on purpose. Pajamas, teeth, one book, tuck in, and lights. And say the map out loud as you go. After this book, it's tuck-in time. You're telling his nervous system nothing new is coming, and nothing new is what safe feels like at 3. Make sure you let him know the routine if it's new. If it's not, then just remind him 5 to 10 minutes before what's next. And when he tests it, because he will, the answer is calm and already decided. One more book? We read our book. Now it's tuck-in time. Say it once, warm and unhurried, and keep moving through the steps. The routine only calms him if it holds. The first few nights he'll push on it, and then the pushing gets smaller because the map keeps being true. That's the whole wind down. Same steps, same order, said out loud and held gently. But some nights, the window is already gone before you get there. The day ran long, dinner ran late, and he's already wired. Those nights need something different, because you can't routine your way out of a body that's already in the storm. It's 8:40. He's standing up in the bed again, screaming about the blanket. The routine didn't hold tonight, or you never got the chance to run it. This is the moment every instinct you have will make it worse. Because everything we naturally reach for adds fuel. The stern voice adds stress to a body already flooded with it. Turning the lights on signals to his system that the day is starting over. Giving up and letting him back out to play does the same thing, and teaches him that screaming brings the day back. You can't argue him out of this. He's not in an argument. He's in a stress response. So work with his body instead. Lights stay low. Your voice drops to low and boring, the most boring voice you own. And then you can do what I do at school when one child is tossing and turning while the room sleeps. You sit with him, close, and you breathe. Slowly and out loud so he can hear it. Breathe with me. In and out. You're not asking him to calm down. You're lending him a calm body to copy, because his can't find the way down on its own yet. While he settles, keep the words few and steady. You're safe. It's sleep time. I'm right here. That's the whole speech. Every extra sentence is stimulation, and his body is done taking in new information tonight. I want to be honest with you. The first few nights, this can take a while. 20 minutes, sometimes more, of sitting and breathing next to a kid who's fighting it. That's normal, and it doesn't mean it's failing. His body is learning that the way down is safe, and that learning takes a few nights. With an earlier start and a held routine, the rescues get shorter, and then they get rare. And if tonight still ends messy, that's one night. One hard bedtime doesn't undo him, and it doesn't undo you either. You can't talk a body out of a stress response. You can breathe it out together. So tomorrow night around 7, watch for the small, quiet moment. Start before his body has to fight. Tell him what's coming and run the same short routine in the same order. And on the wired nights, sit and breathe and let him borrow your calm. Because he was never fighting you. He was fighting a flood in his own small body. And now you're the one person in the house who knows it. That mom in the hallway, the one who kept showing up at 8:40 with nothing left, she wasn't failing. She just didn't have the clue yet. Now she does. You walked into this video thinking your toddler fights sleep, and you're leaving knowing he never was. You know when his window opens. You know the routine that tells his body it's safe. And you know how to sit and breathe him through the wired nights. If you want more of what actually works with toddlers, from someone who spends every day in a room full of them, subscribe. There's a lot more your toddler is trying to tell you.